I felt like this was really important because it's coming from a seasoned doctor, Dr. David Perlmutter, and I like to take note of what I'm about to read here, or the notes that I took here, because what you're going to find out is you can take the information that you learn from this series and go talk to your doctor. You can go, and I'm talking specialists like neurologists and primary care, but neurologists, and a lot of them don't know this information, which is really unfortunate and sad. And it would be easy for a doctor to try to shut you down as a regular person. But if you know that other doctors who went to medical school, well, doctors had to go to medical school, are acknowledging what I'm about to say, it will help to equip you and empower you for those conversations. I'm going to go into that in greater detail later with my personal story the interactions I've had with my mom's doctors, but I'm not going to do that tonight. So Dr. David Perlmutter, he said, truth be known, there remains a great deal of reluctance in mainstream medicine to embrace the notion that Alzheimer's may very well be reversible and preventable. And I think there are several reasons for this. One reason might be that you can't patent, sell, or write a prescription for the various lifestyle interventions that can play a role in Alzheimer's prevention. We know that there's money in big pharma. We know that. There's money on the table. There's kickbacks and incentives for physicians. That's just facts. You don't get any money if you tell somebody to go and eat more greens. You don't get any money from people getting better sleep at night. In fact, you'll probably see them less and less and less. So that's the first thing. And the second thing he said, these ideas aren't taught. This is important. These ideas aren't taught in medical school, and therefore they aren't widely understood by mainstream medicine. This makes it harder for Alzheimer's prevention to be incorporated into the traditional healthcare system. Again, this is so important, guys, because we, especially I'm speaking from Western civilization in the United States, we have been trained to think that our doctors know more about what's best for us, for our body, for our health than we do. And we have been trained to trust them. I am not saying don't trust your doctor. What I am saying is, simply put, your doctor should not be your end-all be-all. The second thing is, we have to do a better job in knowing our bodies. Some of us know more about sports, music, movies, our jobs, cars, clothes. I mean, the list can go on and on. Some of us know more about that than we know about our body. I'm sure if I asked people, what are all the systems in your body? Like, name them. A lot of people probably can't. And then even if they could, a lot of people probably can't even name what they're for. A lot of people want to lose weight, get in shape, but they don't necessarily know why. We have to do a better job in knowing what's happening in our body, and therefore we have to be students of this, and it's a lifelong, ongoing thing. And what is important about your physician, and it's really your team, you should really have a health team, which should be comprised of your primary care physician and any specialist that you need, and a health coach. Woo woo, health coach. Hey. Possibly a nutritionist and a personal trainer. I mean, it should be a team of people who all subscribe to the same philosophy, if you will, about your health. But the only way that you can do, and you are the lead, you run the show, you run the play, not the doctor. We've been taught that the doctor runs the show. You run your show. But the only way you can confidently run your show is if you're knowledgeable. Let me give you an example. So this book, now there's two. This was his newer one. This is talking more about prevention of Alzheimer's. This one is talking about the reversal. Well, prevention too, but the reversal of Alzheimer's disease. So this is the one that I got years ago. And I asked my mom's doctor. I told my dad to ask, and I asked my mom's doctor, neurologist. I asked my mom's neurologist what his thoughts were about the book that Dr. Dalebredesen, who's been studying this for over 20 years and doing, he created a whole institute around this. I asked her doctor, her neurologist, what was his thought about the book, The End of Alzheimer's, and what was he going to incorporate from this book in my mom's treatment plan. You know what he told me? I've never heard of that doctor or the book. Come again? So I immediately turned to my dad. Well, I called him and I said, so why is my mom going to a neurologist who has not heard of a doctor who is clearly stating in this book that Alzheimer's disease should not exist and that it could be reversed? Why is my mom going to a doctor who does not know about this book? And so we had to start looking for a new doctor. And that's my point. For those who are okay with just going to the doctor, just like if that's your thing, that's your thing. But where the person I am, if you're telling me that this disease that has killed people in my family, that's killing a bunch of people in this world, if you're telling me there is a book out here written by a doctor who has studied this and has the data to back it up, you don't know about it, you can't be my doctor anymore, because we don't share the same philosophy on my health, period. That's it. I don't even want to wait for you to read the book. I'm good. I'd rather go to a doctor who read the book, respects the information, and that's what he's going to put a treatment plan together based off. Sorry, I get a little emotional sometimes, guys. Get a little emotional. I guess in fairness, I will say, let me put an addendum here. Two things. One, therapists should be a part of your team as well. And you come up with who makes up your team. The point is, have a health team, not just doctor. Two, in fairness, because I do have to acknowledge the fact that there have been quite a few doctors who, 5 years ago did not know this information. They discovered it, they took onto it, and they've changed their perspective. So it might be a little bit too harsh to say, even if you're willing to read it, I wouldn't mess with you. I would prefer to have the doctor who already read it. But for the doctor who didn't know about the book because maybe it just wasn't marketed, promoted, I don't even really know where doctors go to get the new discoveries of information. I know they go to conferences and stuff like that, but I don't know. So I will leave space for the doctor who didn't know about the book, then found out about the book and said, oh, let me read the book, and then took on to the book. So there you go. All right, let's move on. Dr. Bredesen continues to say, it's hard to change the inertia that's there. People want to adhere to these old ideals. With complex chronic illnesses, whether Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, or type 2 diabetes, they have multiple factors. And when that is taught in medical school, I think we will make a major step moving forward. So we need to get medical schools to know about this information as well. I thought that this was really, really powerful. And I want you to just take a moment and really, really allow yourself to receive this information. You can affect your brain at any moment, every single day of your life. Every decision you make in your waking and sleeping hours affects your brain. Every single decision. Everything you do either makes your brain or breaks your brain. You making the decision of eating that apple versus that donut, big impact. You making the decision of going to bed early versus depriving yourself of sleep, big impact. You making the decision of staying in shape or getting in shape versus not, big impact. Don't wait for your doctor to tell you. They may never, he or she may never tell you. Use my situation as your example. You may never be told by your doctor. You are the captain of your ship. Take charge. Okay, everybody, so that's all for episode 2. I hope that you walked away with some really, really good information, and I also hope that, more importantly, you implement it and you share the information. And please, when I say share the video, like this is not, I need it for the algorithm so that the exposure can happen and more people can become aware. But in all seriousness, it's way more important that you share this information because you can be a part of helping the next person. So please don't hold it to yourself. And it's actually more helpful if you share it, because then you can do this in community. You don't have to be on this journey to having great optimal health by yourself. It's better to go it with other people who can support one another and hold each other accountable. So if you got any value from this video, I am asking you, here's what I am asking you to do. Yes, please click the like button. Please click the share button. Comment too. I mean, I like to have back and forth, so that's cool. But like the videos, share the videos, and please take something from it that you can incorporate starting today. And tomorrow I'm going to be back talking about what's episode 3. Episode 3 is the Alzheimer's prevention toolkit. So bunch of goodies that they're going to be sharing with us. And until next time, I hope that you have a wonderful, happy, healthy, prosperous, joyful, harmonious evening, and that you focus on being the best version of you. Take care, guys. Have a good one.